Yo. Back up in the building once again on a Friday night with another edition of the Harry's Drinking Again podcast. Give me 1 second. Gotta get my damn shit right. Get my little pillow cushion over here. Sit in this uncomfortable ass chair. Yo, man. Tonight we got a special interview with Nick Tabor of the Movie Theater Time Machine podcast. And I believe that's his YouTube channel. He'll be on here in just a few moments to rock out with us back to back. Killing them. And until then, I just wanted to play this random ass SP freestyle real quick because it's so dope. Shout out SPM, man.
One time.
You played this episode 43.
In the place to be. Graduated crack university. Hey, from my player race. All my people in this bitch putting it down for the D house. One time, baby. Hey. The Mexicans a legend in this hardest game. I've been in it for a minute trying to dodge the flame. In the free I made money, but I didn't make good. What people trying to kill you cause they wish they could. Wreck a mic, hit a hold, it look like Miss Texas. But really you should think about why this message sound like a melancholy song. My pencil scribbled on the back of a letter my ex wrote. Scrap paper that I use, crumble and throw away. Trying to get me murked, couldn't think of a colder day. Still a nigga smile cause the power I'm blessed with. So many times haters came with their best shit and never understand how it's built in my army. You give me your time, bro. You give me your heartbeat, so I don't hate you. Really, I thank you. Step in my face, though, and nothing can save you. Focus your anger on a positive note. Cause playing with the S gets you shot in the throat. And I'm talking a low. This ain't an anonymous quote. You know you fucking haters, you just part of the joke. But think about this, since I found your ears. Just try to imagine in 1,000 years, the whole world will still jam loads the same. While your own grandkids won't even know your name. Silly nigga. Why flex with the man?
Oh, we just had to get that in real quick, man. I wanted to fucking sing shit. I wanted to play that fucking banger. Pause that. All right. Yeah, man, we wilding out. Go check out last night's show. We had Frankie Pace, actor and a comedian. Frankie Pace, American stand-up comedian, actor. Really great interview. I enjoyed the shit out of it. Tonight I'm rocking solo. Ray won't be here with me tonight. Brother Ray G, my co-host. Oh shit, I didn't even do my little. Yo. Up in full effect. Back to back on them. And how we do. Harris Drinking Again podcast. Putting in work. We're going to come in here. This is going to be a nice interview. We're going to get to know this gentleman with his business, his brand, and what he's got going on. It's going to be a little quickie. Nothing crazy tonight. It's going to be a little quickie. Get in, get out. I got end of the year clips to upload. Sorry, let me go. I'm over here. Fucking mouth. You see me? Yes. Harry's Drinking Again. I got some end of the year clips dropping, man. Please, guys, thank you so much to all the subscribers. Anybody who's ever listened, anybody who even spent 2 ounces of their energy on this show this year, man. It's been a hell of a journey, a hell of a first year. Thank you to everybody. Motherfuckers, be safe tomorrow, man. Drink responsibly and wear your fucking seatbelt, you know? And just keep it cool, man. Party and everything, but peace and love as we go forward into 2023 for real. I hope everybody is safe tonight and tomorrow. It's a big party weekend, you know, Saturday, New Year's Eve, so people are going to be extra turned up out there with the whole thing. And tomorrow night, we're going to be on Brian Beeline's channel. Go check out Beeline Entertainment, LLC. People. And I'm going to bring in the New Year's, man, with them boys over there out of the Florida, man. Florida stand up. And and Beeline's out of ATL. DJ Steady's out of Florida. And we're going to be kicking ass. And as we wait for our main star of the evening, Nick Tabor, we're going to play Chino Boy Kiss the Bottle, unofficial theme song of the Harris is Drinking Again podcast, unofficially sponsored by Sam's Club Purified Drinking Water tonight. Yes. I do got some cranberry on the rocks. You know, I'm not sipping tonight. I'm just drinking cranberry and sipping water. Yeah, man. I'm gonna do some drinking tomorrow, though. Oh, don't get it twisted. I got a little bottle of New Amsterdam right here. I mean, I'm thinking about pouring some in this cranberry, a little something. But after this interview here, I will be going straight back into the lab and probably uploading the end of the year clip tonight, I'm thinking. Or maybe first thing in the morning. I know people is out getting it, partying. I don't know how many people going to be on YouTube tonight, this and that. But I got two gyms. And DJ Steady, we got the Who They Want interview. We took his live interview where he came on with us back at TNR 038. And I just edited his gyms down. And I'm going to repost that, put that out. And I put some flair behind it. So I'm excited for that one, man. The DJ Steady Who They Want interview, that'll be out. I'm going to do something tonight. I'm going to upload something either tonight or first thing in the morning. I got about, 5 more episodes to do on the year-end wrap-up clip, which I think I will put that one out Sunday morning, possibly. So definitely closing out the year with a bang, and we're also starting the year with a bang. I will have an upload right at midnight, 12:01 a.m. as a matter of fact. January 1st, 2023. And that's just gonna be dope. But without further ado, man, let's play this Chino Boy Kiss the Bottle featuring Munch. You bitch, you.
I'm puffing on that, ay, I'm puffing on that, ay. Yeah, hey, yeah, I'm drinking, I'm smoking, I'm puffing on that poet.
Go subscribe to Chino Boy on YouTube, cocksuckers.
Hey, I'm drinking, I'm smoking, I'm puffing on that poly. Now my only thing is Mary Jane, cause the last one left me broken. Yeah, I'm drinking, I'm smoking, I'm puffing on that poly. Now I'm taking drugs to hide the pain, cause I don't wanna feel emotion. Yeah, I'm thinking, and I notice all these snakes when I start to focus. And the day you left, it was rain, I'm just dumb, girl, I'm not broken. Yeah, I mean it, it's hopeless, but still I sit here hoping. I kiss the bottle like it's my day, cause this liquor is my potion. Hey, baby, is you missing me? I know that you ain't, but if I ask, will you say differently? I'm in so much pain, yeah, girl, I'm drowning in my misery. All it does is rain. When you cry, it's like a symphony that echoes in my brain. No emotion when I smoke this tree. I'm numb like Novocaine. But it's just the way I'm coping, cause I'll never feel the same. But I'm trying to make the most of all the bullshit that is changed. I'm just drowning out my sorrows till they lay me in my grave. Hey, broken and smoking alone, wishing that you would come home.
Cheers.
I just want real loyalty.
Nick Tabor will be on just a few minutes.
No friends are calling my phone, and I
Movie
get no
theater time
hoes. I just hide my feelings, cause I struggle at trying to stay strong. I'm drinking, I'm smoking, I'm puffing on that poly. Now my only only thing is Mary Jane, cause the last one left me broken. Yeah, I'm drinking, I'm smoking, I'm puffing on that poet. Now I'm taking drugs to hide the pain, cause I don't wanna feel emotion. Yeah, I'm thinking, and I notice all these snakes when I'm starting to focus. And the day you left, the lit day was rain. I'm just numb, girl, I'm not broken. Yeah, I mean it, it's hopeless, but still I sit here hoping. I kiss the bottle like it's my day, cause this liquor is my potion. Hey, I'm from all these Percocets. I understand that you're upset. I've been popping them just to try and keep you out my head. Ever since the day you left, I can't even comprehend if your love was real or if it was all pretend. So I'm down in pills with alcohol, my vision's turning red. I've been drinking and I'm is real. Head, so I'm smoking, I'm puffing on that poly. Now my only thing is Mary Jane, cause the last one left me broken. Yeah, I'm drinking, I'm smoking, I'm puffing on that poly. Now I'm taking drugs to hide the pain, cause I don't wanna feel emotion. Yeah, I'm thinking, and I notice all these snakes when I'm starting to focus. And the day you left, the lit day was rain. I'm just numb, girl, I'm not broken. Yeah, I mean it, it's hopeless, but still I sit here hoping. I kiss the bottle like it's my day, cause this liquor is my potion. Hey.
That banger right there was Chino Boy featuring Munch. Go check him out on YouTube. 116 subscribers. Chino Boy killing shit. All right. We got a guest up in the building.
Hey, now I'm by my lonely.
It's another banger. Another Chino Boy banger. All right. For a Friday night edition, up on the... Let me do that again. Harry's Drinking Again podcast. So without further ado, coming to the stage, Nick Tabor, host of the Time Machine, Movie Theater Time Machine podcast, if that's correct. We're going to get to know this man right here tonight. Looking forward to this one. All right. Let's go ahead and let's see. All right. Let's go ahead and get this man's information up on the screen. We got another fellow YouTuber, fellow podcaster in the building. Nick Tabor, you up on the line, got your levels right. How you doing tonight, my man?
I'm great, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. Just sitting here.
Good.
You know, sipping a little cranberry on the rocks tonight. We're going light. We're not sipping. I drank last night, and I'm going to drink tomorrow night. So we got some Sam's water and some cranberry on the rocks, you know? What the fuck? You
nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah. You on your fucking period? Yeah, I'm on my fucking period tonight. I'm drinking cranberry tonight. All right, man. Yeah, thanks for making the connection and coming on the Harris Again podcast. I do have a co-host.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna get mine too. Actually, I am. Yeah. I can still hear you, dude. I can still hear you.
Okay, you got something. You got something to sip on? You grabbing something to
drink? I'm gonna grab mine too. At least while we're at it. So
hell yeah.
I feel like I'm in the game. There we go.
Grab a drink, pull up, and come on into the Harris's Drinking Again pub. You know.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun.
Pub and podcast. Now I usually have a co-host. I have a co-host somewhere out there in the world, but he's not gonna be with me tonight, so it's just me rocking solo. And which is sometimes even better, man. Sometimes it's better because I get to just, you know, really engage with the guests and everything, and you know, and and just get to know you. And then, but what I do over here, you know, I specialize in the lives. I like just going live, and sometimes I'll do the Zoom pre-recorded and do post editing. But there's something about just being in the moment, man, hitting that live button and, you know, going off top and getting to know people on the fly.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, we actually did that for our first nearly almost 100 episodes that we did that. We just hit record and post it. Every single one of them. It was almost all of them. I think we had to edit a few because some stuff just didn't come out correctly, and like that we're gonna get in trouble if somebody figures that out. And yeah, man, I agree with you totally. Man. It's great.
Now,
I can't see your face either, man. I think your camera's off.
My camera?
Yeah.
You can't see my face. Let me see.
Yeah.
Everything looks good over here. Let's see.
Yeah. There we go. Okay.
You can see me
It was
now?
just me on. I got you. It was just me on the right for a little bit.
What about now? You still see me?
Yeah. No, I got you.
Okay.
I got you now. It was just me on the right for a little bit. I feel like I was doing an eye test.
Okay.
I'm like this, like, where are you? I got to bust a little bit, dude. Come on.
Yeah. No, that's one thing about the stream.
Yeah.
Is it's not been yet, and you know there's I guess the major downfall just be depending on the connection. Right now it's raining over here where I'm at and everything. But go into a little bit. So you have a podcast of your own, right? And it's called the Movie Theater Time Machine Podcast, or
you got it. Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Yeah, Movie Theater Time Machine, the show where we really keep it real to real. Literally, where we keep it real to real. Celebrating movies when they were in the movie theater and really just celebrating Hollywood for the sake of Hollywood. So, I mean, some of the good, some of the bad, a large part of it are movies that are forgotten. You know, stuff that people have never even heard about. I mean, we could do all the popular stuff all the time. But if we're going to do like a Nicolas Cage movie, for example, I'd much rather do The Wicker Man more than anything else.
Right.
You know, or other things like that. And I mean, our journey began years ago. If you don't mind if I get into it, do you?
Oh, not at all. Only thing is, on my end, I'm getting severe static. When you speak, I don't know.
Okay.
All
right, let me see if it does anything different. Let's try to change that. But I'm just gonna try to change a little bit of the earbuds. Maybe that will work.
All right.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah, good. That's the thing about the lives, you know. It's just like in the moment stuff. Yeah, I want you to get deep. I want you to get into all of that. And then as far as the YouTube, are you doing your podcast on Spotify and Apple and all that stuff as well? Oh, now I can't. Now I can't hear you. No sound now. No sound. What happened? Now there's no sound coming out of you. Now there's no sound. No sound. No sound. Now there's no sound. No sound. No sound still. Let's see. All right, we'll get him to tap back in. Sorry, guys. Sometimes it does this, you know, live in the motherfucking moment, direct. Okay, maybe in the future I should, you know, have a little 15-minute pre-session with the guest to do the level checks and this and that. But hopefully one day it won't have to be that, because we'll be in a live studio one day We'll bring in the guests.
How's this?
Good. Great.
Okay. Better. Okay.
All good.
All right. So I just had to switch browsers, man.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Sorry, guys. Sorry to your fans too. I don't like that.
It's all good. Yeah. No. Continue on. And then also just let you know, like, because I do the lives, I go back and I'll edit the live video down to make sure we get the gyms and the hot spots.
Yeah. I'm good. I got that. Yeah. That's fine. I mean, I'm happy to be a guest. I'm just vibing right along with you, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I mean, our journey really began years back, and I mean, it started as, I like to say, it kind of started as a joke. Because I was invited, there was a friend of mine who had a podcast, and to me, have you ever seen the Back to the Future movies?
Yeah, I mean, early on, definitely, definitely one and two, maybe three.
Okay. Okay, so I mean, there's a thing in the movies with Marty McFly is called the chicken. It's like nobody can say I'm a chicken. You can't call me a chicken. And for me, it's like I got one of those things that you can't tell me I can't do something or hey, that can't happen. Yeah. So for me, I'm like, dude, my buddy Josh, in a very nice way. I mean, he had a movie review podcast where he was just reviewing movies that came out. So I think if it premiered on Saturday, he had a review out that Sunday. So, and then he started expanding and doing different random movies and odd stuff, especially when he saw everything that was in the theater. So he invited me on and he said, "Oh man, I bet you can't create a movie podcast like mine." I went, "Okay, check, sure, let's do this." And, I talked to the owner of the studio and started a podcast about a month later. And it was just me and my wife, and then we had one of our friends come along, and then other people started coming along, and then it became like about a half a year later, became the incarnation of the podcast that we have now. And that really just started taking off, and I mean, it became a beautiful thing because no matter what people do, I mean, you could think about this, you could think about that, you could believe in this, you could believe in that, you could play this sport or that sport, but everybody comes together in the movies. And I firmly believe in that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I firmly believe in that. So, I mean, everybody comes together with it, and a movie theater itself, and generally a movie is so much of a community experience. So, I mean, when we're all together and we're all doing our thing, the better it is. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, I just saw the Black Panther Wakanda Forever movie about a month ago when it premiered.
Yeah. And
that movie, I mean, have you seen it?
I did. I took my kid to go see it. I fell asleep. I fell asleep during the damn thing.
You did?
I did. And
whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, you must be working really hard for that, because that's a really tough movie to follow. You know what? No, I'll give it to you. There are some parts where it's kind of easy to slip a little bit, but I watched it, and half of the movie was was brought up even higher because of everything going on, like the reactions of the crowd. Where something would happen and you hear like two old ladies behind me go, "Oh, damn, that was him. Oh, damn. Oh, shoot, no way, that ain't him. Oh, my God, he's still here." And I'm like, okay, this is going to be real fun. And I'll give you a better example of that. Years back, one of my favorite movie theater stories ever. Have you seen the Kill Bill series?
Seen the first one, Volume 1.
Okay. So the second movie, one of the funniest experiences I ever had in a movie theater, and there's a famous scene in the movie where Uma Thurman as the bride. She crawls out of a grave. She's buried alive and punches through the coffin.
Yeah, I remember that.
Crawls out of the grave and does that. And I do not remember, still to this day, the 10 minutes after that scene because of what happened. And it's all dark, and my wife and I are way, way, way in the back. And there was, and we see this woman who is just sprawled out and, call it for what it is in a nice way, a larger lady who is just sprawled out like this and just listening and watching. The scene's dark. She punches through the dirt, crawls out, and you see Uma Thurman's face all mad, and she walks off screen, and it's quiet for a moment, and all you hear is this lady go, "Ooh, she gonna get him!" And I mean, I'm dying. I'm dying, and I'm in the back just laughing hysterically because this lady's just cracking me up, and just the reactions of the crowd in general, because our lives are, and we miss a lot of this because of it, and it's a communal thing because no matter where we come from, we're all entertained somehow, and I mean, we could still do this in anything we do. So, I mean, when we celebrate it on the podcast, it's not just, about the crowds or something. It's about bringing people together. I mean, the four of us who can come from, we're two married couples who happen to be really super good friends. And I mean, we're coming together and chatting about this, but also we come from very different lives. As for the two of my wife and I and Dan, the other couple here.
You're starting to crackle a little bit again. I don't know.
All right.
The Bluetooth.
It's.
I just want to make sure we're getting.
No problem. Yeah. So I mean, with Dan and Josh and I mean, and my wife and Taz and and we come from so different backgrounds, and that really showcases it because like Dan is he's a mailman, and I mean he's lived, he's worked, and he's done all the things he does. But I have been I've been a martial artist for 30 years. I come from an athletic background. I'm a gym rat.
Hey,
and
not to cut you off, but can you maybe, I don't know, do something with the Bluetooth? It's just on my end, it's like it's
Oh, geez, all right. I'll try again.
Or maybe Are you on a phone or a laptop?
I'm on a phone, man. Yeah.
Is it possible maybe without the Bluetooth? I don't know.
Yeah, let me try that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Just want to make sure we're getting the best interview here. Shout out to the people up in the building. I see we got a few listeners up in here. Man, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop something in the chat. Ask this man some questions. He's a movie critic, movie extraordinaire. We up here on a Friday night. Oh no, okay. Now it's doing the mute. Yeah. Now I can't hear you. It's all good. Bluetooth. Just put the Bluetooth back on. Now I can't hear you. Yeah. I can't hear him. God damn, we were just getting juicy. Hey, you guys ain't gonna run away. Don't run away. Yeah, damn. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna exit you out and then click back in. Sorry, brother. Damn. All right, fuck it. Maybe I should start doing more Zoom podcasts. So we don't have some of these issues. Oh, fuck. The live stream game. But, man, it's raining over here. And sometimes I sound perfectly fine. And what the viewers are getting on their end is a muffled state, so I'm not sure. I'm enjoying this so far, though. Damn, we might have to switch this to Zoom. We might even have to switch this to Zoom, and I might have to put it out as a pre-recorded interview. We'll see if he can get back in here. But when as he was saying, movies are a unity, and I want to ask him about the Batman shooter and what he thinks about these guys shooting up the films. One of my greatest moments was going to see Next Friday when I was a kid. Believe it or not, man, Next Friday in Reno, Nevada. That was my first experience of hearing a roar in a theater. I must go to movies with lames. Damn, because I never really had that epic movie experience. All right, let's see if we can get him. Let's see if we can get him back up in here.
How we doing now?
Sounds good now. Again.
All right, good. All right, man. All right, where was I here?
Talking about the movies bring you people together, and
so I mean it is something because we're all a part. The four of us really come from huge different backgrounds. I mean, not as a couple, but I mean I'm from the background. I've been in martial arts almost all my life, and I mean health, fitness wise, and anything, and not to dog on anybody else, but I mean where others come from, and we'll just rather sometimes may order DoorDash, and myself are more from the meal prep and other lives and other things. And I mean, we all come from, maybe not just that, but we all come from very different backgrounds and very different childhoods.
Yeah.
I grew up, like, a better example, actually, more than the DoorDash thing. I grew up, I was 100% in public schools, where my wife and I were both 100% in public school, and they were raised in Catholic schools for most of the time until they went to high school.
Okay.
So I mean, no matter where we are, we could always find some common ground. I grew up on like old Looney Tunes cartoons, or one of our great friends, Dan, who is one of the other hosts. I mean, he grew up watching nothing but Transformers.
Okay.
So there's the other side of it, and I mean, we're both really big into the Power Ranger fan.
Okay, yeah,
yeah, me too. Yeah,
I was a huge
Power
Ranger, and Kimberly Joe Johnson. I was just watching. Power Rangers with I have a 7-year-old, and the Pink Ranger for so many young boys in the 90s was like, prepubescent and all that, bro. Oh my Lord.
yeah. I mean, that was one of my first crushes as well. You see Kimberly come on there, and you're like, I don't know what else is happening. I don't care, but this girl's still really super cute. I mean,
God, she was adorable, man. Yeah, I was watching like the original on Netflix, whatever they have on Netflix the other day. My son's into it, but he likes the old school. The first seasons. Then they started getting a little weird with like the Power Rangers X Force or what. All these crazy.
I kind of dropped off for a while when they went into Power Rangers in space.
Okay, yeah, Power Rangers in space, yeah.
Yeah, where they went to that, and I'm like, wait, okay, I'm kind of a little off on this after a while, and it didn't get to me.
While we're on that subject,
sure.
Well, I have 2 movie experiences, like you're saying. The first one, actually 3. Okay.
Okay.
It seems like we might be similar in age. I'm born in '87. So
yep. Yeah. 84. Yeah. Oh.
Power Ranger movie came out that like 94, 96 or whatever it was. I remember going to the theater, my best friend Kendall Lewis and Chance Arms, and that was right around the time I believe it was like 4th grade, because that was when they had the scene when they start the movie, when they're rollerblading and everything, and every kid had to get a pair of rollerblades. But I remember the movie theater being packed, and I lived in a small town at the time, and it was just like this thing where everybody was there to just watch the Power Rangers. The second was Space Jam.
Man,
it was just mayhem. I mean, I'm like 9 or 10. Both those movies came out pretty close to each other, but the feeling of being a kid, being a Michael Jordan fan, a Power Ranger fan, and you're there in Bugs Bunny, and it's like just jam, go pump it up. The intro. Oh man, like I could still remember myself 25 years ago sitting like in that moment. That's the effect that those movies have. And the third one would be in terms of, see, I must be going to the movies with boring ass people, because here where I'm at, I don't get those experiences where the gas. But when I went to see Next Friday in theater, it was in Reno, Nevada, and I have a white father and a white stepmom. Me, being I'm half black, half white, and but I went there with my two white parents, and it was just full of black folks, and my dad was laughing, my stepmom was laughing. I mean, there was all sorts of people in the theater. But I remember, like, with the scene, just in the beginning, when they get robbed, and what the hell are you doing in my house, eating a big ass sandwich and shit, and just, I mean, the laughs roared through the theater, and I was about 18 at that time. So those are my three main movie experiences in my life.
And that's the beautiful thing about it. With I remember I saw those with Next Friday, and I remember that, like, I remember being very, very, very nervous because I was with my sister and her friends, and we were in our. You said you were about 18 at the time. So I'm a little bit older than you, but
well, let's see. No, I'm sorry, not even then. I think Next Friday came out in 99, so I was like 14, 15.
Okay, yeah. So I was. So that was. There was the third one that I went to see with my sister and her friends.
Friday afternoon.
And that one, right. Yeah. But I remember that it's just, no matter where you're all coming from, that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it, because no matter what happens, or where you've been, that we all can find some experience. We all can find some meaning in that. That's the beauty part of it. I remember real quick with Space Jam. I could share a really funny story with that, because I'll back up a little bit just to give you some context of this. Is my grandfather owned a trucking company, and one of the things he had is there was I don't know if you had it where you were, but there was a toy store called KB Toys.
Yeah.
And he had a contract with the local KB Toys, and he said if anyone had something like anything that couldn't be sold, or if anything quote unquote fell off a truck, he would get first dibs on whatever item it was. So I had anything Ninja Turtle you could possibly imagine. And also the truck drivers' kids and grandkids also had whatever the hell we wanted. So we took advantage of that. So we had a lot of fun there. But Space Jam, I had the Nike pumps when they first came out. And I went to see it. I was with my best friend at the time, Chris. And my grandparents took us, and his mom went to come with us. And I had the pumps with it, and I had to be like 11, like around 10, 11, 12 years old. I can't really remember. But we're there. We got this big tub of popcorn, and the grandparents had one of those, this old couple that immigrated. and we had this beautiful experience there. But the one thing we couldn't do is we couldn't get our sneakers dirty.
Mm.
But all I wanted to do was play with the pumps and wanted to get out there and play. Because at the time, anybody who was into basketball.
Yeah.
At the time, so I mean, like we did that, and then you hear then there's any scene with Bill Murray and Wayne Knight. When anytime they came out, I'm like, I could do better than that. I could do better than that. I could do better than that. And I just kept pumping and pumping and pumping, and all you hear in the theater are the quiet moments, is like pumping up the shoes, and then letting the shoe out a little bit, and I couldn't get the sneaker dirty, and then I took my shoes off to be able to get out of the theater, and I think I lost my socks, if I remember right. Or somewhere towards the end, and I had to put. There's part of the way I get on the carpet, and I had to put my shoes back on, and then run out into the car to try to be able to just not get the sneakers dirty. I don't know what it was my grandfather or my grandmother, like, oh, don't do that. Those are really nice shoes. And anything was anything, like, okay, let's go make the kids happy and let's spoil them. I still, you unlocked a really wild memory I totally forgot about. I appreciate that.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Yeah, so, like, recently, how's your movie experience? Like, let's say, with the whole pandemic nonsense, are you still, so like the movie theater holds that nostalgia for you, as far as you're one of those guys, how like malls are dying in America and now we have movie theaters dying, are you one of those just genuine, you're going to travel 20 miles to go find that theater in the future that, when they become extinct, you just love that movie experience?
Yeah, I would be. Yeah, I don't think the movie theaters are dying in reality. I'm one of those that'll stay, but I think what'll happen is you won't see a movie theater host as much as it does now in the future, or as much as they did 10 years ago, because people go out to see something. They'll go out to see something like Top Gun, or they'll go out to see like really big blockbusters like, Avengers, whatever DC or Marvel is coming out with, or, the next James Bond. Like really big ticket items that like you have to be able to do it, or like I was talking about earlier with Black Panther. That's something that, people will bring their friends and family out to. I think in the coming years, like you'll see where movies won't even be open all the time. Like they'll be open 3 days a week, possibly, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then that's it. I don't think you'll see anything in the middle of the week, or it's right now it's kind of desolate as it is.
Yeah.
But I don't think you'll see it as big of a stage, but where movies will come out like the popcorn flicks that, there's movies that'll come out in the summertime, somebody's not really trying on that too much. It's like, okay, this movie, that movie, we'll push it out. The parents are going to want to like leave the kids at the movie theater while they're on summer break just to give themselves a break. Or maybe the whole family wants to go out to the movies just to get out of the heat. Like, all of that will probably be on streaming services more than anything. Like, I think we're going towards that realm more than anything. Yeah, like, you will probably be like...
Yeah.
You and I are almost the same age, but I don't know if you remember. Did you follow wrestling in the 90s?
I did, yeah. Pretty heavy. Like,
yeah.
I was a huge WCW and then WWF. Once it went to WCW, I kind of fell off. Like early 2000s, I fell off.
Yeah, okay, so perfect thing to jump off of, man. Like, before they had SmackDown, that was on Thursdays all the time.
Yeah.
They had it was the Monday Night Wars. So where you had WWF versus WCW. Was it Nitro or was it Monday Night Raw? Either way, and I mean, people would tune in and people would go to see. Okay, what are they going to do? Yeah, of course. What are they going to do? Especially when NWO started, coming up. And like, all right, this is getting really good, but you wouldn't really see anything on Wednesdays, or you wouldn't you wouldn't see anything like Saturdays. They had WWF Challenge, or they had other stuff on Saturdays, but it didn't really it wasn't really the big wild card, so WWF and WCW poured everything into Monday night, so they poured everything there, but movie theaters are going to do the same thing in my mind.
Yeah.
Who are going to do that. They're going to want to push everything in there and say, okay, I don't know,
weekend based.
Yeah, it's going to be weekend based, but I mean, let's say, I'm just going to, pull something, right out here. Let's say there's, Tom Cruise is doing his final movie. Okay. Or whatever the heck he's doing, and he always pulls some freaking bizarre stunt, or something or other, and the whole movie theater will have that one movie.
Yeah. Okay.
In my mind, the whole movie theater will be just that. Everybody floods in, everybody leaves. Because that's the one thing. Or let's say the third Black Panther is gonna come out in a few years. Or something like that. Everybody, theater, one movie. It's not going to be like the little movies or something like that. My wife and I love the show Bob's Burgers. We saw that movie. It was phenomenal. But it's much better on streaming because they released that movie the same day they released Top Gun.
Yeah.
It got fucking buried, man.
Yeah.
It got fucking buried because people were going to see Top Gun and then going to see it again.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen that in movie theaters in years.
I noticed some of the movie rights, right? Like HBO Max. So over the pandemic, that's when I got hip on HBO Max. I actually watched I actually signed up for a free trial to watch oh God, it came out over the thing 2020. Oh shit, it'll come back to me.
In the pandemic, or who started it, man?
Yeah, it was damn, I signed up for the HBO Max. It's on the tip of my
Wonder Woman 84?
No, it wasn't Wonder Woman. Oh shit! I'm sorry. The second Space Jam with LeBron.
Oh, with LeBron James. Yeah.
I believe. Yeah. So I forego the theaters, and I made it a thing. I was highly disappointed about second Space Jam, but because of the Space Jam legacy, and I have a 7-year-old. And I knew when I was 9 how impactful that was. We made it a thing.
Right.
I signed up for the HBO Max trial, but I noticed a lot of those companies, now I'll look to see, is it on HBO Max? And they'll be like, no, I don't know the companies, but Paramount or whoever owns the, they'll send it to HBO Max, and then this one will go to theaters before it gets to Max. So I've noticed that whole thing. Where I'm at too. What state are you in, by the way?
I'm in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Okay, I'm over in Utah. Over here, our theaters do $5 Tuesdays. They've been doing it for years. I mean, it used to be $4. So
we got that too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not $5, but it's close. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they still have $5 movies Tuesdays, and then there's a couple of theaters Wednesdays is like $6. But I noticed that they're doing that to fill up those weekday slots, like you're saying,
Yeah.
And even then, it's dead, so dead.
Yeah, and it's still a lot of people aren't going to want to go during the week. I mean, I knew a lot of people who did that. We had a great theater around here that was called the Eagle for a long time, where they would you would have to wait for a little while in order to see it, but if you waited like a month or 2 months out, they would have whatever movie was out there for a little while, but you'd only pay $2.
Okay, yeah. You used to have one,
and it was a high quality, really good place. Like, you weren't gonna get like a lot of fancy stuff. Like there, like the joke is that there wouldn't be Reese's Pieces, there would just be Reese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like let's go get some Reese, or some Reese, and you wouldn't get Junior Mints. Somebody would just give you Tic Tacs.
Right.
Say, go ahead, have fun.
Yeah.
Go ahead, have fun. But it was like, the quality was good, the projection was very good, and you sat, enjoyed your time, but you didn't break the bank.
And that, for me, that's the huge thing.
Yep.
Is I usually only try to go to the movies on Tuesdays,
Yep.
because of the $5. I remember years ago, I was in Phoenix, Arizona, and I was trying to go on a date. And I remember paying $18.50. And this was like this is pre-2016. I paid $18.50, two of us. Must have been a weekend or whatever. You're talking to $8.50 for a tub of popcorn. Oh, well, let me just do the $10.50, get the large, you get the free refill. Anyway, I mean, we're talking about a $90-$100 experience just at a movie. This is not talking the Outback Steakhouse that we went to and then the other stuff. So for me, man, it's like I love to find those deals. We had one similar, like you're saying, it was a when I first moved here to Utah, it was $2. Then they raised it to $3. Then they raised it to $4, and then they went out of business. They would show like those. Maybe you could still go to Redbox and get it, but they would still have the movie in the theater. And you just
I mean, that was the same thing as the Eagles. Like, we just can't make rent anymore. Like, and then they went out really quick. Really, really, really super quick. And I mean, that was unfortunate. That was really, really unfortunate.
Over there in Massachusetts, I mean, I guess Cinemark's like a big national brand, right? You have like Cinemark or Megaplex, or is it?
We have there's some Lowe's theaters still around. There's AMC. AMC's really good. There's one around here that's a very not really well known nationally. It's called Picture Show. We have in the city. It opened up about 4 years ago. It is fantastic. I mean, every single bit about it is great. Paperless tickets, I think, was absolutely the biggest thing. All you have to do is have, you have the ticket, you have the app, just show it on your phone and just walk right in. And I mean, it was just because the owner was like, it's a waste of paper.
Okay.
To have that. And I kind of missed that because that was one of the jobs I had a lot of jobs growing up, doing little things, but that was one of the things I was hired for, but was never put on the schedule. Just to be the guy that stood there in a suit next to a long, tall pole and just ripped the tickets and just handed the tickets back.
Yeah.
And just did that little usher that made sure people bought tickets in order to get into the movie theater.
Yeah.
But you knew dang and well there were always some people who did that. They saw one movie and then just walked out and walked right into another one.
Oh my God. So I have a great story about that. My first experience of ever doing that was with my Uncle Phil. Uncle Phil, rest in peace. God
bless. Okay.
He would pick me up, and he had this he had a few cars growing up. This one, he played in the band, so he had this dope ass van. He'd have all his music equipment in the back, and he'd pick me up, he'd take me to the movies, and we would do just that. Like, we'd go to like a 4:00, and then as soon as the movie theater, act like we'd go to the bathroom or something, and then maybe just go right into. And this is, of course, was 20, 25 years ago to where you could really get away with that stuff. You know, the not so many captains, all this craziness. People could buy their seats and then you know, pick their seats, and you walk in the theater and hey, that's my seat. And you know, we used to do that so much. You know, go to
right. I mean, those days are gone. Those days are gone because most people have that where you pick your seats on the site and do that, which is a huge advantage, like seriously huge for everybody.
Yeah,
especially with, you know, like myself, my wife, you know, we really don't like crowds. And I want to get like a little deep for a moment here. But about 10 years ago, there was one crazy guy who went into a movie theater and opened fire on a bunch of people when there was the Dark Knight.
We talking? Yeah,
the Dark Knight. Yeah, the Dark Knight shooter.
Up, so go deep, bro.
Yeah, you know, he showed up, and I mean, it's one of those things, and it made me really super sad because I'm not overly a religious person myself, but, and I mentioned it, my very best friends grew up in Catholic school, and, you know, my mom did too, but I mean, I was one of those that kind of like left me to figure it out on my own, and, but the movies is always my sanctuary. So I was very angry about that, and always that spawned a choose your seat mentality. And a lot of places folded because they didn't allow them to pick seats. So then it became a thing that's must, and for myself, it always is I have to be able to pick a seat that I know I can get out of the place.
Okay.
Like, I know I have some way to go.
Yeah. And that's so. I was gonna just ask you that. What's your favorite place to sit in the theater? So you're like an exit row guy, you know. Close.
I am always like 2 seats in from the exit.
Okay.
You know, because I mean, it's like I know I can do this. Is I can move right out, or I can jump over somebody and get out of there.
Okay.
I'm, you know, or just to be able to get there. It's 2 seats in from the right. And there's just a little bit of an angle that I'm looking at the screen. So it's almost like I'm looking at the screen like this.
Okay. But pretty close.
You know, just a little bit. I'm not overly close, like I'm looking up at the screen like this.
Yeah.
But, you know, like it's just like, you know, back a little bit in the back right area. Okay. I never liked right in the middle because then that put me around too many people.
Yeah.
Because again, also, if there's somebody right behind me, you know, who said it, like I've been in movies before where there's somebody right behind me going, oh, I've seen this. This is what happens after. I'm like, no, I haven't seen this yet. Hey, hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on, man. Yeah.
I'm always a guy myself. I mean, I put myself in as much danger as possible. I have to, if possible, when I go there and I pick, I literally sit all the way the very last row, and usually the top right, deep in the corner. I pick the very 2 seats in the very, very back up top, right in the corner. You know, boom, boom. I like to go to the left. I like to sit in the left where I'm, you know, directly. But if those 2 are taken, I'm taking like the 2 in the corner right, as high up as I can get. That's just
almost near me. Yeah, almost in my area too. Yeah.
Like that's a good. Like I'd probably be sitting like whatever,
right
like,
behind me.
Yeah, like all the way in the back type of deal, and you know, luckily, I know that story was crazy when it came out, and then of course we, you know, since then it's like a trend. Every month we have a damn match in this country, but you know, for me it's I don't know. I guess I still risk it. You know, we like to go have fun, and that was sad for me too, though. And we're talking about, you know, having like metal, you know, being searched at the movies and having metal, you know, basically like a prison industrial complex everywhere we go. You know,
the
Starbucks and it's like I just you know, that stuff's kind of sad to me. As far as where the country's heading, it's like, damn, man, we can't even go to the movies. We can't, without worrying about you can't even go get groceries without worrying about some dude opening fire in the damn grocery store nowadays. It's like, the fuck is
I think there's always a bit of that worry. Like myself, I go to the gym and I work out at a gym that's in a basement. And there's always an area, but I'm looking for the exits. I know where the exits are, then I'm safe. I feel like, okay, I can get out there if that happens. But then, I figure if somebody wanted to go out of a gym, I could just like throw a weight at somebody, or just like there's an equal weight backwards. Maybe not an equal weight from a bullet, but I think we always have that because there's always going to be a need for commonality. And I'm going to bring it to a message of hope here, but there's always going to be a message of a need for commonality in
shout out drunk.
In our
one of our live chat middle row. I'm there.
I saw that.
Shout out to drunk.
There's always going to be a commonality for us and for everybody to want to join for something like going out to a concert, and even like the days post the lockdown, still dealing with the pandemic. You have more people coming out with masks still, who come out there or, who are fully inoculated and just say, all right, fine, we'll just deal with it. But I think we're always going to have that. And if somebody does come up and say or want to try something, I think you're going to have a lot more. They're going to have a lot more backlash than they think, because it's more universally protected more than anything. Like, we don't want this to die. Yeah. And even like you and I ourselves, we're in our 30s, talking about movie theaters. We don't want that to go away, and we're not going to let that go away without a fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, if so...
Yeah. Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah. If somebody does threaten that, and eventually, long after you and I are off the planet, it may be the end. But then again, historically, in Shakespeare times, you had the groundlings and you had the town theaters. So it evolved into movies, and it evolved from then. Whatever comes after this will still be heavily protected, by everyone. So if somebody does try something again, maybe we will have metal detectors at some point, or maybe there's more stuff that people aren't showing.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I don't think and again, I'm always the eternal optimist. I will never not be. That's just my own nature.
Yeah.
But
I'm like I'm kind of a natural pessimist. Like, I'm kind of a guy in the back of my head. I hope this shit turns out good, but I can't help but to just, what if this shit just goes bad?
Yeah.
I'm always thinking, I'm always thinking of the worst scenario, I guess. So then if it presents itself, I'm like, okay, well,
you're not surprised.
Yeah, sort of deal.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing anyway. And my natural thing when I wake up every morning is, I in the back of my head, I got that, oh God, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And then I wake up and I go, okay, and I just say to myself a one mantra, like, it's gonna be a great day no matter what. And I am always the eternal optimist for that very reason. So I think for anyone who is prepared, you got one up on me. Because there are things that come up that surprise me too, and sometimes they shouldn't. So you're in a good boat though. You're in a good boat for that.
Yeah. I try to be preparatory and cautious. I'm a naturally paranoid guy. I'm a fucking conspiracy theorist, full blown. I don't give a fuck. Tinfoil hat all the way. I believe wholeheartedly in most conspiracies, and like so I'm always like even for the Batman shooter, like I think that all those cats are patsies, bro. I think that the majority of candidates, I believe in the MK Ultra, all that shit, and I literally think that the government, whoever Big Brother, programs motherfuckers, mind controls people to go out and do bad shit in the name of whatever the fuck they're trying to, whatever agenda they're trying to get done. I don't think all of them necessarily are that. There's just some cuckoo cats out there that will just shoot shit up. But the big stories that are presented to us, the Sandys, the Auroras, the Vegas shooter, Stephen Paddock. I'm from Las Vegas, so I didn't sleep for fucking 2 weeks after the Vegas shooting happened because I'm like, I was in a rabbit hole, and I've actually laid off the conspiracies lately, but I just firmly believe in them. Like I used to lose sleep, all the shootings and all this stuff, and
I mean, I can. It's easy to fall down a rabbit hole with that. Yeah. And I mean, I kind of limit myself with the news. And I mean, one of my very best friends lives out in Las Vegas. And I mean, he did let in a little bit, when we first met up and started chatting. He did let in that, I mean, it really shook. And I mean, as much as I don't live very far away from Boston. So when the Boston Marathon bombing happened, I mean, there was a lot of left and right. A lot of like who's like what's doing that, especially where the bomber went to college where I went to college, and I mean he was living in a dorm that I always hung out in. I was a commuter, but I mean it's still like it does shake you and shape you in a way. But as another good friend of mine always says to me, he's like, you live where you live. It's like, living where you are now, you can't worry about the bomb in Ukraine. And the way he's trying to say is, you can't sweat stuff that's out of your control. So if you have a crazy guy or woman or whatever, coming after you and something does happen, that's out of our control. I mean, and that may happen. Yeah. But would you turn away a damn good moment or a damn good date night? Where myself personally, like I wouldn't mind if anything happened and if I look back at everything, I'm not going to worry about when I used to, where I'd worry about statistics. I used to work in a sales organization. I'd worry about my bonus, and my bonus would be, minuscule cents on a dollar to thousands of dollars a bonus, and it would go up and down every day. And worry about where my bonus is, or where's the statistics, where's that, blah, blah, blah. And then now what I'm focused on is having every moment count with my family. Mm. And doing that. If I wanted, go out with my wife and go out with our friends, go see a movie, I'm going for that. Yeah. Because, you and I are at a point, and I mean, you're in the same generation as me. Trauma changes things and things shape us. And from when I graduated high school to now, we've had, a plethora of mass shootings, Sandy Hook, random issues, racists who are hogging the airways. We've had, 9/11, Katrina, Hurricane Sandy, many other issues. But overall, the moments that really shape us and, shape us are the hard stuff. Iraq War, all this, and I could spend 10 minutes naming all of them because some of it I have to think, but the moments that keep us going are the moments when we're all together. Yeah. The moments where we're all together on that, not when you're alone and working on, I figured out a new way to work out my abs today. which I did, by the way, you know, but that's beside the point. I'm sorry, I get sidetracked. But you know, you know, we're going to think about. Hey, you know, we go out on dates, and my wife and I have been watching. You know, okay, time to prep the podcast. Okay, let's go. Let's make some food or order some food, and we're watching a movie on the couch tonight. And that's been our cheap date night ever since the pandemic. You know, ever since all that started. So I mean, they're not going to remember, you're not going to be driven necessarily by the horror show that happened, or Tsarnaev, who bombed a bunch of people in Boston he didn't know, or the clown guy, or the Joker and the Dark Knight shit. You're going to remember, what's going to keep you going is, we're getting in our car, we're going out to dinner, where's something awesome, we're going on this great date. You know, whether it's Tuesday night, like you said, or wherever you're going, you're still going to want to go, because that's ultimately going to get you to sleep at night. I hope it does.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I hope it really does. Dang, I got on my soapbox there, man. So
yeah, no, it's
these are things I'm passionate about. So
absolutely, it's usually Thursday night rants. Tonight's Friday night rants, man. That's what we do here. We go off on tangents and we speak our mind, and we go left. Like most of the days, I don't even have. I'll put a couple topics just for YouTube's sake, and brush over them, and then we just talking, man. I wanted to ask you,
sure,
on the movie, kind of back to the movie theater side. Have you?
Yeah,
I've seen these over here, Cinemark, probably nationally, AMC. These theaters are starting to do these monthly memberships that you can pay like 10 or 20. They have over here. They have like two tiers. One's $9.99, one's $19. And for the 20, you get like 2 free movie tickets every month. You get like a large popcorn and maybe a drink, and then some bunch of points. So they're trying to put together these packages to get people back in the theaters. Have you tried that yet, or is that something you would think about? Doing a monthly membership?
It's definitely something I would do. I would definitely do, because that is one of the next tiers I see coming. Yeah. And I kind of saw that coming for a while. We had a theater that just kind of started it, and then there were articles on Facebook where people laughing about it. Oh, who's going to spend, I think it was like $40 a month? And you can go to the movie unlimited amount of times. And,
that's hella worth it.
Exactly.
And over here, though,
exactly.
Our highest is 20, and they have $9.99. And I'm like, wait, you're paying, if you want commercial free Netflix, you're paying what, 12 now, maybe 15 now. I don't know how. I know Netflix
$15.99. Yeah.
So it's like the price of a movie ticket. Pay that 20 pays, and you could bring a friend, you could bring your kid, spouse.
Exactly. I mean, it's the gamble in the business is, I'll take your 20 now and treat you, because I'm gonna get 20 from everybody else.
Yeah.
She's gonna give me 20, he's gonna give me 20, he's gonna give me $20. Okay, great. Rather than gamble and wait for a movie to get enough traction that you're going to get $100 or you're going to get $1,000 in a night.
Yeah.
And then rather gamble and say, I'm definitely going to get X amount of money every month. And I mean, it's following the Netflix model. Because there are sometimes, like, some of the streaming services, even going to like the other side of what I do, I'm a personal trainer as well. Like Planet Fitness had that figured out years ago. Who's going to notice $10 a month on your credit card? Some people aren't. Some people, that's a lot of money, I understand. But, you're going to get, $10 and they ramp it up to the end of December.
And you get
And,
free pizza every Monday or every Friday.
free pizza the first of the month, first Monday of the month. And you get, candy every whatever the hell and all that other crap. And you can't naturally grunt. Although sidetrack on that, actually, I had one of the great moments that I got to do. I had a client who he asked me. I'm an independent trainer, so I can go to wherever I need to be. And he asked me. He said, I'm at Planet Fitness. Can you come with me for a couple of sessions? I'm like, yeah, sure. He had a buddy pass, so I'm like, all right, let's go. And there's a show, Parks and Recreation, that stars Amy Poehler, Nick Offerman, and all them. Really old version of like Chris Pratt. Was one of his first shows he was ever on, and the character Nick Offerman plays called Ron Swanson, and every man knows how to build anything. Walks into, I think it was like a Home Depot, and a guy comes up to him and goes, "Hey, what are you working on?" And he goes, "I know more than you," and just walks away. And it was one of the funniest things. And like one of the trainers comes up to my client in the middle of our workout, right? And he goes to the client and he goes, "Hey, what are you working on? How can I help you?" And I cut it right in. I'm like, "I know more than you." And he got really awkward and he just walked away slowly. And I'm like, I laughed my ass off because knowing that I know more than he did. He probably took a computer course and did that, but I learned how to be a trainer for years until I did. But but like Planet Fitness really figured that out for eons ago. I don't really remember when they started, but $10 a month. You're not going to get everybody coming every day. You really don't. You usually get a bunch of people very early in the year. New Year's resolutions, but if you pay $10 a month, that's $120 a year per person. So movie theaters, even if you charge $40 in a month, the average person, even with minimum wage, is making $15 an hour. So you work 2.5 hours to get a month, and you paid for that. You're not going to notice that you really spent $40. It goes this way, it goes that way, or whatever. And the movie theater is going to reap the benefits of that.
Yeah.
Even backing up a little bit, people started to notice that. I don't know if you have this where you are, but it came out here where people started to notice the snacks were getting really expensive. And, one of the things I started doing, and I got this really nice hoodie with really nice deep pockets, we had a whole bunch of candy in there.
Yep.
So we're walking in, we're like, "Okay, how you doing?" Meanwhile, my front of my coat's going,
yeah.
We're just getting in there. And then we got all the candy we want in there. But, so movie theaters started opening up bars.
Yeah.
And saying, "Okay, you can get a beer there."
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, whoa, what? Okay, I'll get a beer. I can get a beer at a movie theater. You can get really cheap bar food at a movie theater. And now even people are catching on to that.
Yeah. Over here, we have what's called the Broovies. And they
Broovies. Okay, yeah.
The Broovies. And you go in and you purchase your ticket. They have and you order your food. They have a nice menu, and you proceed to go to your seat, and they have an actual waitress, and they bring you your meal. You sit there, have a whole 3-5 course meal.
Yeah,
you can order.
Yeah,
I thought that was a really dope concept. I've only done that one time, and but I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
and, I was like, okay, I'll go. Like that's something right up my alley. You can, and that's like a 2-for-1 date right there, right? You're killing movies and dinner. So I thought that was a dope concept.
Like that could be time consuming, and that covers a lot of ground. Damn, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
I know we have one that does one, I know they did that. I don't know. Around here, I mean, the pandemic screwed a lot of stuff up, but I mean, in Massachusetts, the food laws are very, very strict. So I don't know if that's still around, but I remember I was on a business trip in Kansas for a few weeks, and I worked for this hotel company, and I was one of the high-end supervisors in the call centers. And we went there, and they said, "Hey, there's this movie theater where you have reclining seats, and they give everybody chicken wings." Right?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
We had
sweet, awesome. Recline,
but chicken wings, goddamn.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there like, oh, you can have you can have your chicken wings in a recliner, and you can have them bring a pitcher of beer for your friends. And I remember I'm eating the chicken wings. And the chicken wings were really good. Like they were and even though I'm a trainer, I mean I can down a lot of chicken wings pretty easy. So and I had the beer, and we were watching Jackass 2, and I don't remember anything about that movie. Not in the slightest, but well, I lie a little bit. But the only thing I can remember, I remember eating, and I looked up, and I went, "Oh, Jim Carrey's in this, cool!" And I kept eating, it kept going, and "Oh, we're done, okay." I just kept moving, and we just moved on. The company was paying for everything anyway, so I was like, "Shoot, keep charging. I don't care." And they didn't check the bill, so they just reimbursed whatever the hell they had. Actually, it was. I don't know. Wonder why I don't remember a damn thing.
That's a dope ass company.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty cool. It was pretty fun. But then we did that, and I'm like, we almost moved to Kansas based on that movie theater.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh wow, and then I went back and I was telling one of my salespeople about it, and I'm like, oh, they have this place, they have reclining seats, like. They have one they're building about 2 towns over. Like, you serious? Like, yeah, dude, they got them right there. Like, they probably got it, and then she sent me the link, and I'm like, huh. All right, and I guess we're not doing that then. And my wife's like, oh, when we move to Kansas, should we pick houses or anything? I'm like, yeah, there's a movie theater right over here. I think we're going to be just fine. And I'm glad we didn't do that,
Yeah.
But, we wouldn't have this, I wouldn't be talking to y'all. I wouldn't be, promoting the show. But, that's all in the concept, the way things are changing, and kind of a long answer to what your question is. But I'm really interested in what things will be. And I think what'll be like the next step will be like virtual reality, where you'll see the movie and you'll be surrounded by it, where you might not be, I guess it'll be like some Wall-E stuff, where you're sitting there and I would love to have one of those flying chairs, by the way, but, sitting in the theater and just looking up and, or you're sitting on your couch and the movie's surrounded by you.
Wow.
I think that would be the penultimate. I mean, what's after that?
Well, and
God only knows.
I remember when the whole 3D glasses came out, and
Oh yeah.
I remember the first time.
Yeah.
Going, I was on a date, and I went to the movies, and this chick was like, oh, here, take your glasses on, and I didn't get the whole concept. I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, no, it's a 3D movie.
Yeah.
Wait, and I'm sitting there like trying to be cool and shit. The movie come on, and I'm like, she's like, put your glasses on. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oh shit. And it was some kind of action movie, and I did right when I put them on. It was like maybe kind of like the intro, and there was like something flew at me, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, okay. Yeah. I kept lifting them up, and I'm like, not really. I got to keep these on the whole time. Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, 3D. I mean, 3D. I mean, 3D. 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 that was a thing that was really super good, but it's overstayed its welcome and got really super saturated.
Yeah.
Because then everything was fucking 3D.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do this. Go see. Like I think the third Matrix was in 3D, or
Matrix.
you had the option. Yeah, the second one was.
It was a lot of options. I know that. Like it was.
Yeah,
they had it regular.
I mean, yeah, but that's the point. I mean, it went like it came and it went, but it almost seemed like everything. Like you heard the movie voice guy when you watched the trailer. Paramount action in 3D.
3D.
Like, you're right, yeah, like in 3D. Like, or you get something like Kate and Leopold, a great love story in 3D. What the hell are they doing in 3D?
Yeah.
Or anything else that wouldn't be, or like, or like a picture of like what we'd have, like have a porn theater in 3D.
Yeah.
Or something later, or something. But
yeah. Let's for 1 second. I'm from Nevada, and I don't even know if I'm sure they can't have these around anymore. They might, because this prostitution is legal. But I remember stepping foot. I was about 18 years old, man, and they had a porn shop on Virginia Street, Reno, Nevada, and it was a porn shop, but it was an old school theater, and I couldn't help, try it, go in there. I was like, so what's going on? Like, you literally just go in there, you watch a movie, you jerk it. He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I don't think I'll be able to finish. It's kind of weird, but I fucking went in, paid my little money. I picked out, I'm a lesbian porn guy. Like if you just look at search history, I fucking watch lesbian porn. That's all I watch. I don't give a shit about no dicks and, I just watch lesbian porn film. And I go in there, and it's literally like a wooden fucking box, and they had the little swinging doors like an old saloon, and so there's like really no protection. It was kind of in a hallway-esque, but if the other person that walked to go to the next booth, like they could clearly see you. It was weird as fuck.
What the hell, really?
Yeah, and I remember sitting there, and I was like, I just wanted to try it. I'm like, and there was a dude right next to me, and you heard the moans and shit coming from him, and all I could hear was like the lubrication. And I was like, I'm fucking out of here. There's no way I could jerk off in this stall. I'm going home to do it. But I actually had that experience just to like, damn, it was a waste of money and everything.
No, I gotta ask a weird question to you, but is that one where you're all the way to the back and to the right, like you usually said you would be?
Yeah. I gotta get that corner.
In the Pee Wee Herman seats.
Yeah, like they had a little selection there. They had like these little packets of lube. They even had
man,
they had like condoms. I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck would you need a condom in here for? Like, you're jerking off with a condom?
Yeah, well, I mean, you bring a friend. Yeah, it's just
get it on in there.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I could never really do any, that in public, but but man, good for you for trying. I mean, I can't. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say about that.
Yeah, it was just like just random thing. And then the other cool thing was
that was good. Yeah,
in Las Vegas, they probably still have these, but used to drop a quarter or maybe $1. But it was like you could drop a quarter, the window goes up for like 30 seconds. And these
yeah.
And I remember one time, this was just after, it might have been after the first Taken with Liam Neeson. Yeah. Because I remember either it was after I seen Taken or the one with Denzel, the Denzel where he saves the little Russian girl from like being a sex slave, informer.
Informant.
Informant.
Yeah.
Denzel. Okay.
Yeah.
I go. I'm in Vegas, and I go to one of these window peep shows, and I'm the biggest pervert of them all, but I got a fucking moral conscience, bro. That window lifted up, and I was like in the ghetto Vegas, like deep in the Fremont.
Okay. Yeah.
Some shady ass place. And I swear to God, I was sitting there looking, and I was like, dude, this fucking like frail, pale, little, very petite. I don't even, she had like hairy armpits a little bit. She had like track marks on her arm, and I was sitting there, and I was literally like, I told myself, I was like, I'm probably supporting like sex trafficking right now. Either A, she might not even be of age. 2, she does not want to fucking be here. Like I looked at her eyes, and it was just like this look of sadness, and it was like this. She was on this rotating floor, and it just kept rotating around. My thing went down. I put another buck in. It goes up. And then like just like the sadness in the eyes. And I literally felt like shit. I fucking got out. I said, man, fuck this. I'm gonna go to a real strip club where they're happy and want to at least pretend to be with you. But these she looked like kidnapped, and she was like forced to work.
Yeah.
I felt so bad.
Yeah. I know I had an uncle who was in the military, and he used to tell me about the peep shows that were off the beaten path in Times Square, New York, and they would invite the sailors and the military people in, and he said anybody would go in. He's like, oh, I'm going to check these out. But like, no, dude, you don't want to do this. You do like the guys who were really in the who were really there in the Corps or in the Marines for a while. Like, dude, you don't want to go. Honestly, you don't want to do that. We've all done that, but then it became a rite of passage to be able to do that. They're like, oh, no, we can't do this or we can't do that. And I mean, it's good that a lot of those things got cleared out, because I heard a lot of that kind of gave theaters kind of a bad name for a while. And I mean, where people would do stuff and say, oh, a theater should be a part for families or couples or people who just want to go and do comedies and other stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it became a hard time for a while. I think we are gonna have the movie theater experience is gonna go up and down. It always has, it always will, and I think we're in the doldrums right now, and I think we're gonna see it go back up. But it's going to have to be, people are going to go to the theater. It has to be something big.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be the cultural things.
Yeah.
I remember things that got us, and I mean, for a longest time, for a while, my wife and I were going to the movies when we first started dating. We were in high school. We'd go, okay, what's playing? Look in the newspaper. Oh, what's playing? All right, that's playing. All right, that's good. Okay, you're not working. I'm not working. Let's go. Sometimes it really didn't even matter what it was. And I mean, it was just, we saw one of the greatest martial arts movies I ever saw, ever. It's called Unleashed. And, that one, you ever seen that?
I don't think so, no.
All right. Has Jet Li and Morgan Freeman.
Okay.
Awesome. Like, look it up. It's really good. But then, stuff started happening, and movies and theaters and other stuff, and even what you were talking about right there, it reflects the time that's going on right there. And I mean, right now, we want to have like really big events that suck us out of the life. And I mean, those theaters that you were just talking about, I mean, we have other things now. I mean, internet. That, have pushed that away, and, you don't see that. And I hope with the swing pendulum and technology, I hope, we have enough big things that those things get erased. And the technology advances much more and more as it does right now, that we don't have people going there. And I mean, maybe people can see that. And I hope it doesn't push anything in the dark, though.
Yeah. Do you think let's say like how like back in the day, the blockbusters, you used to go in, rent the movie, and then those died out. And then Redbox and Netflix came along, and the movie theaters started to phase out. I want to ask you, like, the word podcast. Do you think that this is just a term that we're in now? It's like, oh, everybody has a fucking podcast. Everybody has a podcast. Everybody, it's so easy that everybody has a podcast. Do you think that the word, and then maybe even how we're doing this now with the censorship, with cancel culture nonsense, that maybe in the future, even like say the term podcaster will be like a dinosaur term, and it will be on to some completely kind of new sort of thing? And then also, do you think with how we're uniting here, right? People coming together, different walks of life, different experiences, and we're having a great conversation, and people are able to.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Do you think that there'll be a time where whoever they are, big brother, whoever, tries to stop even this interaction from happening, as far as like, these people are getting too much unity. They're actually coming together, talking strategies, and they're coming up with, ideas. I just want to get your idea on those kind of topics, as far as but the term podcasting, like, do you think we're just doing it because it's cool, and in the future it's gonna be like, oh, you're a podcaster? That's lame as hell. We're virtue casting, or whatever the hell the new name is.
Yeah. I think there's always going to be a change on things. Like, I can remember like the very first time I tried YouTube. I had a channel called the Ranting Looney, and I would just turn this little like $5 camera I got on Office Max, punch it up, talk into it, post it on YouTube, and I would do sketches and random stuff. And then along came people who started vlogging their families, and things got better. Technology got better, and I mean, a lot of people do this. Like, you don't even really need a lot of equipment now to even be a podcaster. I mean, we recorded, I'd say about 5 months of episodes on the phone I'm talking to you on right now, or at least one of them at least. But I think things will always evolve. Like, even in music, like you had people would see records, and they wouldn't hear the new music until the new record came out. Then they'd hear it on the radio, and then radio came around. Then TV replaced radio, and then regular TV that sometimes might go out got replaced by cable. I think there will be something different that we're gonna have to evolve into, but we're laying the tracks down right now. And right now it's so easy to create a podcast because there's many different forms. I mean, you got this app right now you're doing, but the ones who really like take the chance to suck at it and I mean, I don't mean this in a negative way, but just keep following me here for a moment. The ones who really take the chance to suck at it for a while are the ones who are going to keep going. Like, and what I mean by that, like Movie Theater Time Machine, if you go back and listen to like our first 30 episodes, you're going to see a lot of bumps. Like, there's, where the volumes are off. Like, we even did one episode where one co-host of ours, we totally screwed up and his mic was off.
Okay.
And, like we would talk, or I would talk with him, and you just hear me.
Yeah.
Like, you just totally fucking ruined it. Like, we go back and listen to it. It was great. And then we had one episode where a microphone was plugged into the main computer 40 feet away from us. And it sounded like we were on the other end of the hallway. And it just stunk. I mean, and now it's like we just posted episode 310, where we interviewed the great actor Larry Hankin.
Oh, Larry.
And yeah, he was awesome. Like it's on our YouTube. Go check it out. It's great. He's just funny as hell. But if we didn't have that, people who take the chance to suck at it now, and you're posting it, you're trying, like you're doing a great podcast here, man. Like you're taking the time, you're doing it, you're having the conversations, and really crafting you. I can see it, and I went back and I listened to a lot of your episodes. But with you, like where things are, I think whatever comes next, whether we're doing a virtue cast, those people that are in the past, like you didn't have the CDs without the record player first. You didn't have, a lot of things without whatever came before that. Whatever that is. So we're laying the groundwork right now for a future that maybe neither of us will ever see. So, I mean, to answer your question, I mean, will we be losers in the long run? Yeah, probably. But I'm going to stick around now to do it the best I can today in order to lay the track for the future.
Yeah. Beautiful, man.
That's just me.
Yeah.
I get on my soapbox, I get going, man.
Wonderful, man. I'm enjoying this interview, man. And, I already want to get you back on again when my co-host can be here, and I'm excited to do your podcast as well. If you'll have me on.
Please do.
And
I will. I definitely want to get you on for some of these. We're doing a lot of different styles of shows now and things that I want to try to do a little better with. I already have a few ideas rolling around in my head, but I'm definitely going to have you on too.
That'd be dope. You were talking about like your first 30 episodes. So I'm working even after we get done here tonight, and if you don't mind, another 20 minutes or so.
Let's do it.
We'll rock out. I'm working on the end of the year clip. Like all these podcasters. I think all the YouTubers are gonna put out their year in review. So I'm trying to be a part of that.
Yep.
And I have two separate clips of all the. One of them is literally I go from episode 0 to last night was episode 49. And
nice.
Time willing.
Nice.
I'll even try to throw this one in there.
Okay.
I'm trying to put it out tomorrow night. So if I can download it, export it, render it, all that bullshit in time, I'll do that. But it was interesting because and I'm talking with my co-host this week, and I'm like, bro, we go back and watch our episodes like like in the morning. I'll listen to this on the way to work. I love listening to myself. I don't give a fuck. I love watching myself. I'm not shy.
I do too. Yeah.
I do too. I get hard on myself. Fuck it. Like I just love my shit. Even like the good, the bad. There's things I cringe at myself. I'm like my biggest critic. I'll be like, oh my God, I sound like shit. So but anyway, our very first episode, I'm sitting there editing it. And I've known this for the longest, but I didn't know how to do the so I started with Zoom. Like I did 2 interviews with some local rappers, and I did those on Zoom. I edit in iMovie Maker and Final Cut Pro, and then I figured out I was StreamYard, Melon. I'm looking at all these live streaming services. So our first episode, I'm talking, like I am now. I'm recording. I'm seeing myself. I'm seeing my co-host. 45 minutes silence on the back end. The viewers ain't seeing shit. And then finally, I'm over here tinkering around with shit. Oh shit! Oh fuck! We've been talking. Episode. It went on like that. It took us about 8 weeks. I don't know what the fuck was going on with my co-host and his connection, but it took us episode 8 to even get him on video consistently. Like our shows would be like, I'm sitting here talking, it's like he would just be on the phone and we're sitting here figuring out shit, and he finally got on. And so those bumps in the road, it's a beautiful thing, because when you can sit and bask in your like worst time, I guess. You know, you're sitting like those feelings like, oh man, this is really bad. But I have a good feeling about it. Once I can get this down, now I got guests like yourself coming on. I interviewed Larry Hankin and Mark Christopher. And, you know, I'm starting to get these guests now. You know, shout out to Steve, man, as well. And making things possible. But now I'm becoming more confident. And there's still like live streaming issues, crackling, buffering.
Yeah. And you're gonna get that. You're going to, like, we did a Larry Hankin interview and lost him. Like, he came back and he's like, "Hey man, I don't know what happened, bro." I'm like, "We don't know either." Okay. But you know, we've done it long enough. In my brain, I went, "Okay, let's pivot now. How do we do that?" I'm like, "Here's where we put the ads." Okay. You know, "Hey guys, we lost Larry, so here's our ad." You know, okay, boom, there's our ad. Yeah. You know, I went back and then pasted it right back in. He's like, "Man, I don't know what happened, man." I'm like, "Larry, I don't know what happened. We just kind of suck right now. Sorry, dude. All right, 3, 2, 1, roll." Yeah. And just rolled on with the interview. Yeah. And I mean, there are things we know, and I mean, we're going to do things. And I imagine, like, imagine what we're doing now and what you say is like kind of sucks right now. Like, you know, the crackling or the things that we do. 4 years ago, this was something that may have been standard. You know, like, we got used to something that was crackling. We didn't have editing software access that we have now.
Yeah.
You know, you had, like, I mean, hell, even growing up, I mean, you didn't have, like, I had a computer in my room I realized was more of a glorified typewriter. But, like, now I realize that, but it's like, oh, he's got a computer in his home. Oh, my God, he doesn't have to use the computer in school. Oh, man, you know, Nick must be rich.
Yeah.
I was never rich, bro. I was never rich. But imagine what the next person is going to do that's going to suck. You know, imagine that.
Yeah.
That's going to be amazing, because that might be something we're working on that we've crafted for years.
Yeah.
Oh, I've done this, and like you just said it, oh, I've done this, and I can't get a steady connection to Zoom. All right, then, you know, if Zoom gives you like 40 minutes free, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it's, and not to cut you off. Yeah. So literally yesterday, I felt like a dumbass, but everything was all good. So I started with Zoom, right? And I believe in the very beginning, you know, I'm all eager. Yeah. So I paid for the Zoom, the premium, all this, whatever. That shit went out my brain. I did an interview yesterday with Steve J. Rubin. It's going to be out here this next week, author and everything. And
awesome. Yeah.
And I had a time mix up with, so the guest I had last night on live was actually supposed to be Zoom and vice versa. So I had to I go to log into my Zoom account, which I hadn't recorded from in 10 months. And I had to make a new account. So I'm sitting here, I press start, and I was already about 15 minutes in. He comes on. We're going in the interview, and I get the notification, this interview is going to end in 10 minutes, and he's telling a good story, and he's, you know, this, you know, author.
Right.
And I'm like, sir, hey, dude, I apologize, man. This is a fucking rookie move. My dumb ass. It says I got 6 minutes left, and he was so cool about it. He's like, no problem. He's like, I think he gives you 40 minutes. He's like, just let's end it here, and then just bring me back on. And I edit it together. He was so cool about it.
Yeah.
But again, that was like, as I end my first year in the next couple of days, and the content creator journey, that was I'm like, okay, like a mental mishap of if I'm gonna keep doing Zoom, I gotta pay the money, whatever, to get the unlimited access. But that was like another setback. I'm like, damn, I'm 50 episodes in, and it's like I have to cut off the interview just from
And we've done stuff at 110, or 310.
Wow.
That has happened. And I mean, there are other things that change and evolve that you go, ooh. But the thing is when you keep going, you're going to learn the tenacity and perseverance that you need to have. Because, I mean, we started doing interviews not that long ago, really. I mean, it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I started working with Steve, and we were using StreamYard. And StreamYard is very junky. I mean, if you don't have the right connection, it's not really stable.
Okay.
And we're doing this, and we're looking like God, I think it's like I Can't Believe It's Not Butter or a country crock commercial where you just see the hands moving. And they're like, and we're doing this, and we're looking at the guy, and every once in a while, I had to be talking. I'm like, "Hey, how do you feel? All right, you're still with us? Okay, good." And we keep going, and we're coming back in, and it's just, it was a journey where you're looking, okay, well, what's next? Because we had all those bumps in the road at first. We had all those other issues. Then we faced that other problem. Okay, like I did the same thing. I got the premium Zoom channel. Because clients I have, sometimes I have to use Zoom.
Yeah.
And I use that, and that pays for itself eventually. But if I have it, okay, I got to remember not to use the movie theater time machine. I got to use Nick Tabor Fitness, and okay, I got to use that. Okay, we're good. But sometimes we do have that, and we had that during the Larry Hankin interview.
Yeah.
And it was Jim, the podcast Sherper, who taught me that. He said, I'm going to send you a link, and I'm going to send it from 8 a.m. to 8:40, and the next one's going to be 8:45 to 9:30 or whatever it was. So we're going to go with like this, and we're going to do that. If we start getting closer, I'm just going to send you the next link, and we're just going to click off, and keep going. I'm like, all right, cool. We're going to do that. Okay, good. And we just kept moving on from there. Like that's when we do this and we have those bumps in the road, your next year you're going to see is going to be so much better than your second.
Yeah.
But you're still going to have those bumps. But I'm proud of you for learning those now.
Yeah.
Where you are, and where the tenacity. And I mean, to kind of bring it full circle, even like movie theaters, the ones that stick around are the ones that had the bumps in the roads and learn to move.
Yeah.
Learn to flex and twist and move. And the podcasters, and even where anybody can podcast now. Yeah, that's true, but not everybody can podcast for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, they say what is it like only like 50% of podcasts that start in the first year continue to the second year.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Like something about 100 episodes or something.
Yeah, 50 yeah, I did know that statistic, but yeah, I think you're right. Like 50% quit within the first month, the 50% of that quit within a year. And really the top 2%. I mean, I'll even give you a little bit here. Like you can see behind me, I have a martial arts belt over here.
Oh damn! Shout out.
Here, so thanks. But I mean, this is nearly 30 years in the martial arts myself. My black belt's up here.
That's dope.
And yeah, thanks.
My co-host is in the martial arts, so when you come back on, we'll have a great talk.
Yeah.
And I just put my son in he's been doing it for a year. He just got his black belt, like little kids class or whatever. So
Little Dragons,
yeah. He goes to
nice.
He goes to the Ernie Reyes West Coast Martial Arts.
Very good. Great. That's awesome. I love hearing about that. But the thing is when he got this, like, down here, my little white belt, okay, where I had this, out of 100,000 kids, that's not really kids, anybody who starts here, only 2 make it up to here.
Wow.
So for me, I am the only one, and I'm even in a rare air at this point. So like only 3, out of 100,000, maybe 30,000 will make it up to here, but 2 make it up to here.
Yeah.
Because, and why do you think that is?
It's hard. Fucking tough.
Yeah. It's hard. You get hit. You get punched. Yep. And I mean, when I first started out and started learning how to be an instructor, I had a kid who told me, he said, my daddy's a lawyer. I'm going to sue you if you punch me.
Fuck you, bots. Sorry.
So I hit him in the damn stomach and, sent him across the room. And I said, go ahead. His dad's sitting in the room watching, laughing. It's just because he didn't want to get hurt. He's down here. But if you take your lumps and you keep moving, but you keep learning, okay, what did I do here with my orange belt? And now I'm at my green belt. Okay, what did I do here that can get me over here? What did I do here? Okay, I learned how to take more hits. Okay, I got here, but I learned how to defend myself. And I learned how to defend even harder. Now I got up to here, I'm up to my black belt. But the thing is, I'm still learning. Because even though this is the top, I'm still treating it like I'm down here. I'm still treating it like I'm here because I'm still learning, because the world is ever evolving. Like a martial art, a podcast will always change. Like YouTube or whatever form of expression, a movie, like the first movie was, I don't even remember the name of it, but movies themselves were like 30, 30, 40 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, had no sound. You had title cards and crap. You had all this stuff, and you had piano players that had music. And silent films started to evolve because then they figured out how to do sound. And the good ones never stuck around. The good ones stuck around because they learned how to adapt. The bad ones didn't continue. It didn't continue, and they fell off. I mean, I'm trying to remember, there's a very good movie about this, and I mean, it's really, really damn funny. Shoot, I'll message it to you, but if anyone knows what I'm talking about, there's a movie about the transition between silent films and talkies. Big dance movie. No, hang on, actually. What's the one with
That was also the plot of Singing in the Rain.
Singing in the Rain? That's what the movie Singing in the Rain. Yeah. My wife just looked in and telepathically told me. But the Singing in the Rain, I mean, it's a really timeless, awesome movie, but about the transition of it. And as we transition, as we keep moving up, we keep moving up in our lives. They keep doing more and more and more, and things change. When we hit the top, we hit the stride, people get lazy. They get fat, they get bloated, and they rely on those laurels. But I'm still going around. I'm still treating it like a podcast where I'm still treating it like a little tiny white belt. I was 6 years old when this could wrap around my waist. And I got this when I was 17. I got that, and I still have to go and still keep it up in order to still earn that. But I mean, that's not a humble brag. I mean, that's not toting myself either. No, but, where we are with podcasting and where we are whatever the hell we're doing, if we've reached the top of our game and you're at 50 episodes right now, congratulations. That's awesome, dude. You've gone farther than so many people who have done a few. The people who jokingly said I could never do a podcast stopped at 30.
Right.
Now, you remember what I said? What were the Saki episodes?
Yeah.
The first 30 sucked.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, I know that now, and I mean, I'm still going, but it's like you gain that muscle and you gain that in order to persevere and keep that tenacity going. And keep that going. And when you're going, you're going. And you say, okay, that happened, but how can I get the next one to be better? Start doing what you're doing and not be afraid to suck at it, because you're going to be way better than you think.
Yeah, I have
that's for everybody out there too.
Absolutely, I have a long view of this thing, and Um, I've done it's more than 50, but the 50 the concept came. I've quit a lot of things in my life, and
Yeah.
and I growing up, shout out to my mother, man, but she never held me accountable for a lot of shit, bro. I skated through life on a lot of shit. Only thing I
Okay.
stuck to was like uh I enjoyed sports, so like but even when I was younger, I remember like I quit t-ball, I quit martial arts when I was a kid. Um
Mhm.
Now having a son, I tell him I made him go a whole year, and
Yeah.
I coach his basketball team. We're getting ready to start basketball next week,
Right on.
and he's like,
Right on. All right.
he just
Yeah.
started to get bored with it, and he got his black belt, but he's like, Daddy, like, I'm like, you want to take a break? Yeah, I want to take a break. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, you're gonna finish out. You're gonna get your black belt. Complete this course. And I said, we'll take a break. We'll play some basketball. I said, we'll come back to the
Good
karate
for you.
in the spring.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to instill in him things that I didn't necessarily have, but with this podcast, my Thursday night show,
Mhm.
I said, you know what? 52 weeks in a year. I said, I'm gonna do a podcast for one every Thursday night, like at minimum.
Yeah. Good for you. Good.
More
Good.
like Friday night shows, sometimes Saturday
Yeah.
nights, and then I'll release clips. But I'm proud of myself because I even quit. So I have a massage license. I went to massage school. We can kind of relate as far as the anatomy and personal training. I had to take like the anatomy courses and stuff, but I never
Right
got
on. Yeah.
licensed. Right, I can never pass my fucking NBLEX. I graduated, have
Wow.
1,020 hours of schooling, got my certificate, but that NBLEX was like killing me, and so I felt like I kind of quit that. I shortchanged myself on that, and but with this podcast here, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be here every fucking Thursday for 52 Thursdays in a row, and then kind of go from there and assess things. And I'm coming up on that here in a couple weeks. But as I assess these things, the joy I'm getting from this, and the feedback, and the engagement, and the reality of thinking to myself, like, man, this could really take off into something, a business or what have you. Looks like we lost you a little bit there, but if you can hear me still, but that was my journey so far with the whole TNR. I title every episode. And I was like, I got to prove to myself that I can do something for a year in a row, whether I was sick, which just happened last Thursday. That was my sick show. But I was here, consistently, like whether most of it was for 2 to 4 hours every Thursday. And I think there was a couple shows that might be like 90 minutes. But that consistency factor is what I'm really proud of myself with this movement right here. And where do you go? Clicked off there. We lost him. We lost you. But wonderful conversation. We'll see if he chimes back in. We're gonna wrap up the show. We're definitely gonna get this gentleman back on. I've had a great time in tonight's show. A lot of knowledge this man's kicking. I want to get him back on and talk martial arts and have brother Ray G here with me and get more into this stuff. But I've been enjoying this so far. Harry's drinking again on a Friday night edition. Wait for him to get it back up in the building. Yes. Shortly after the conclusion of tonight's show, I will be dropping. Am I going to do it tonight? The end of the year clip. My clips are my babies. I put a lot of work on the back end, on this channel, on the editing, and I have a collage of all the guests, most of the guests. I have two. One is every single episode, all 49 episodes of the official. Here we go with Nick Tabor there. We got you back on the screen there, brother. Lost you.
Oh, man, you're sounding a little bit like SpongeBob for a moment, man.
Oh, man, see the connection, man. I don't know. I was over here talking, thinking everything's fine, and then you just went black.
But no, all of a sudden it just went there, and I'm talking, and also I sounded like, hey,
oh shit, man. But what did you hear? Anyway, I was talking doing it 52 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
and that I've quit a lot of things, and
right, yeah.
This one here, like the last week, I did Philly D and Mr. Gemini. Shout out to those guys. They came on.
They're great. Yeah,
I finally got my first flu of the year last year. Sicker than a dog.
Oh man.
Thursday.
Oh.
And,
yeah.
But and I make it a point. I said, you know what? I'm never going. I've been canceled on like twice this year as far as guests, but I'm never going to cancel. Whether I'm sick, heaving, I'm going to be here, and I'm coming up on the 52 weeks. So I brought that up to match the consistency that you're talking about with your martial arts belt, man. But this journey right here, now that I'm older, I understand the importance of holding yourself accountable. But then when you're a child, like it's your parents' job to hold you accountable.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what I'm enjoying. My son's seeing that, and I'm trying to instill things in him that even weren't instilled in me. And and he sees me doing the podcast every week, and he's like, he asks like, how's your show, daddy? And what are you talking about this week? So he's like fully engaged too.
Yeah. How old is your son?
7.
Okay, yeah. So he's absorbing a lot.
Yeah.
He's absorbing a lot, and I mean those are the things that you have those building blocks now. It's like you remind me a lot of me too. Like you've got something to prove not only to yourself but to others, and maybe even prove yourself to your past.
Yeah.
As well, of who you were, who you are. And I mean, I said I've listened to a lot of your shows, and I mean, you got something here. You got something really big here that I think you do. I think you're going to do a lot better than you think right now. And it's your consistency and perseverance that's really going to keep you going.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
You really will. And even with your kid, looking at your son and looking at him and going, all right, I'm sure a part of you is like, I got to do this with him too. Yeah.
There's a big legacy factor, as far as I see, like I said a minute ago, and let me give a quick shout out. My co-host actually in the chat, Brother Ray G of Talk Teach Truth, says he's totally engaged with this show. Shout out, man.
Shout out too, man. Shout out too.
We're going to get Nick back on when he's able to. We're going to talk martial arts and all that. But there's a legacy.
I'd love to, of course.
Yeah, it's going to be wonderful. We're going to get you on a TNR if you have a Thursday night available, but we'll talk about it on the back end.
All right. Yeah. I'm in. Yeah.
With this, so I made this into an LLC. Like I got my business license and stuff, and like I see this as well, for one, once we put it on the internet, it's here to stay. And and I understand that like 20, there's going to be a point. I mean, hopefully, right? The what's the saying? You die before, a parent never has to bury a child. So the ideal is that one day when I'm gone, and like you said, the future's moved on. Where my voice will still be here, whether it's it will whether the world hears it, accepts it, or it's like my son can just go to a place. I can go to harrisdrinkinagain.com or YouTube or whatever it is, or he'll just have my files in the computer, and he can sit here and listen to Dad, and a lot of that goes in there, man. And
that's a super tripped out thing. Like we never had that when we were walking into Space Jam.
Yeah.
we never had that thought of, oh, they can hear me down the road, or like just to hear a thought like that, or I hear stories like that. My mom used to work for a nursing home, and I mean, this is a somewhat sad but a beautiful thing. What they used to do was they used to take answering machine tapes and put them in the people's rooms, and do that, and it's like she had a patient, was a guy who just lost his wife of like 60 something years, and he would sit and he would play the answering machine tape
Wow.
because it had the voice of his wife, coming at him again, and then it kind of kept them going for a little while. And I mean, nowadays, and I mean, that sounds a little sad, but I want y'all to think about this for those of y'all who are listening. You think about what we can do now. What I'm saying to you, and where I'm kind of like, you engage the trainer side of my brain. So I mean, it's a little different tone for me, but what you're doing right now is going to hit so many people. Like the first time I did it, we did a movie. We did a movie like 2-3 months ago called The Air Up There, and my co-hosts don't even know this, but we made a joke in the middle of it. The one of the stars is from Uganda, in the middle of Africa, and I said, wouldn't it be funny if he ended up listening to this? Oh, that'd be hysterical. Look at the stats on Podbean and find out we had a listener or two from Uganda.
Okay.
And I'm like, the hell, are you serious? Like, guys, look at our text chat. Like, guys, look what we got. Like, yeah, I think we have more of a reach than you think. And I mean, you just interviewed Larry Hankin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the guy who's had more connections than Kevin Bacon in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I even said that on there. He's like, wait, can we get that going? I'm like, yeah, we can get that going, of course. Yeah. 6 connections of Larry Hankin. Yep. But I think, even having that, or having the ability, I interviewed Brad Jones, who was one of my comedy idols, on the show.
I want to hear you. It's doing the a thing real bad again.
Oh shoot! All right.
Oh no.
Mute. Did it hear better?
It's just every time you talk, it's kind of crackly. But
oh crap! Okay.
But it's all good.
Okay. I mean, so I think I had a chance to interview others, and I mean, our voices can go so much further now with everything we're doing. And I mean, if we keep going, keep having the perseverance and tenacity, the better we're going to be. But you're not going to see it right away, my man.
Yeah.
You're not going to see it right away. You're going to notice and go, oh, shoot. Like, I'm good enough to interviewing these people.
Yeah.
Or, and for Steve, thank you, because I know you're listening to this.
Yeah.
But for Steve to say, hey, I can't say one person right now, but these people picked your show to be on. I'm like, what? Okay, or other things. And who knows what will happen, that our voices will still live on, or I don't know, maybe aliens will come down and go, walking around, or like balder heads than me. Yeah. Both of us really like walking around going, Harris is drinking again podcast. Yeah. And take it back. And then we're on our movie theater time machine podcast. And then suddenly we're being played on another planet.
Yeah. And that could be.
Wouldn't that be cool?
We could be getting played on another planet right now, because sometimes, sometimes like maybe some of the interruption and stuff like that is because, it's being sent out light years away, and,
yeah.
Discovering our voices, tapping into our frequencies and everything.
That's freaking awesome. That's great, man. Great, man.
Real possibility. Yeah. But I have visions too, like of, when my computer here 30 years, who knows when this goes bad and I'll sell it, or whatever file or SD card I have. I mean, that could be in the rubble and someone could pick it up and put it in and maybe the after the nukes and all the bullshit take place, or however the world ends, the re-civilization, think about like whoever the Rogans, the Musk, the Lex Friedmans, and all these, civilization could be restarted off of the prior people's work and words off of this little SIM card.
Now you got it. Or even being taking it a step down, even being studied.
Yeah.
Being studied later on down the road, or a part of a master class in communication in an elementary school.
Wow.
Or now we're getting deep. Yeah. Now we're getting deep, man. Wow, this is fun. This is fun to think about like that.
Yeah, it absolutely is, man. I'm having a great time, man. I definitely want to get you back on. I'm
game for it, man.
I'm a sucker for time. Like, I could literally sit here and do 2 more hours.
Me too.
We covered great stuff thus far. I'm on my back, and I'm kind of pressed for time because like I have these 2 clips that I still got to edit before I go to sleep, and I'm like,
man, no, you got to do that. You got to do it, okay?
But the beauty of it is
good.
The beauty of it is like I enjoy these podcasts and these moments because it's like when like minds get to working and we start coming together. I don't know, I enjoy the conversation, but then like from the business perspective and like the vision, every day I wake up, now that I started this brand, this channel, I truly have more of a purpose as far as like I'm already thinking of the Nick Tabor clip and how I'm going to position it.
You'll get there. Yeah.
Things that you said.
Yeah.
Before we do get out of here, man, do any shameless plugs, bro. Let the world know where to find you and all that stuff, man.
So you can look up Movie Theater Time Machine on YouTube. You can see some of our past shows, some of our interviews. That we get some, we can put them out as we can. But the best to do is go on movietheatertimemachine.com. You can check us on our social media links there, and anywhere where there's a podcast, come on, look at it. Share us around the world right now. Whether you're in Uganda or up in Boston or England or Los Angeles, wherever you may be, I'd love to know what's going on. I'd love to know. I'd love to talk to you. So you can sign up for our mailing list as well on our website, movietheatertimemachine.com, to be able to hear what's going on, figure out what's next, and whatever the heck else is going on. That's that. That's me. That's us.
Dope. Let me ask you real quick, like on your website, do you also store like the shows and everything over there on the website?
Yes. So I mean the website has a link to almost all the popular catchers of choice. So you can find it, subscribe on there, and then figure it out. It's all there. All 310 episodes can be accessed from that.
Wow.
Yeah. All of it.
Incredible.
Even the shitty sketches you can find too. So
yeah,
it's all there, man.
All right. And you on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everything else?
Yeah. Our podcast, mainly, we were on Instagram, but we had an intern at the time who was using that, who left the show and never gave us the password. So we don't really know how even to get into it either. But go to Facebook to look us up. But the best thing is Facebook and YouTube are the biggest ones we use. Okay. And anywhere else you want to go, anywhere where there's a podcast, we're there.
Yeah.
Anywhere where there is.
And do you have a set like schedule for the podcast, or is it just like?
Yeah. So no, we produce a show every Saturday night. And we've done every Saturday right through. right through. I think we only missed one out of but even right through the pandemic. We went through all of it. So yeah, every Saturday night we're producing something. Occasionally it might come out on a Monday. Like the Larry Hankin episode came out last weekend. I mean, it was Christmas weekend.
Yeah.
We couldn't really do much, so we were out with our families. So, but eventually we got it. So it's yeah. Every week you're gonna find something.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Man, that is dope, man. Nick Tabor from
Yeah.
Massachusetts. I will holler at you on the back end, but as for now, thanks to fucking Steve booking all these guests. I would like to get you on our February 8th show. That's like the next Thursday that I have.
All right.
If you could, man.
All right, I'm in.
Or is it? I believe it's maybe February 9th, whatever that the second.
All right.
The second Thursday of February.
Sounds right to me. Yeah. Sounds right to me, man. Honestly, yeah. Shoot it to me. I'll figure out a way to make it work. I've enjoyed this a lot. Man. Thank you. Thank you.
Nah, thank you, brother. And it's gonna get better. I can hold the shows down. I love having my co-host because also, just the energy we feed off of, and anything that I miss, he's like right there to like, oh, you're talking about this, you're talking about that. But
yeah. But I get it.
And he asked a question, and you already said it, but he was asked a question, did you have a good time tonight? And you did. And then I got one last request.
Go ahead.
I'm getting I'm gonna do a clip of all the drops that people do for the channel. So if I could get hey, this is Nick Tabor from the Movie Theater Time Machine. You're listening to Harris Drinkin Again podcast, something I could throw in the clip.
Okay. This is Nick from Movie Theater Time Machine. You're listening to the Harris is Drinkin Again podcast.
Bam.
How was that?
That was fire. Yes.
All right.
All right, man.
All right, good. Happy to help, man. Happy to help.
Absolutely.
All right. We'll see you on the next time then.
Hey, absolutely, brother. I'm gonna holler at you back in. You have a good stay blessed night, man, and best of luck with you going forward into this next year, man.
And you too, man. It's gonna be a great one no matter what happens.
Absolutely. Everybody subscribe to the Movie Theater Time Machine.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Man, shout out Nick Tabor there. Again, go to movietheatertimemachine.com. Check out Nick Tabor. Interesting. I enjoyed this one. I don't even want to end it. I didn't even want to end it. But I got some stuff to do here on Harris Drinkin Again podcast, baby. Right after the conclusion of this show, this interview. Huh? Not an interview, an interview. Woo! That's the power of podcasting. That's the power that we possess. We give an inner view of the person that we have on, and we give an inner view of ourselves. The world just caught up with the outer. We give the inner view of our perspectives, of our life, different things we have going on. But right after the conclusion, I will be dropping an end of year clip. Am I gonna do it tonight? I think I'm gonna do it tonight. It's already fucking New Year's Eve tomorrow, and we got DJ Steady interview dropping midnight first minute of 2023, and I'll be doing the year in review clip. I got 2 end of the year clips. Stay tuned. Thank y'all to everybody. Like, subscribe. We're up over 200 subscribers. We're going for 500 this next year. All right? We need to be at 5 in a year from now. Harris Drinkin Again podcast. It goes up. Salute to everybody. I had a great night. Nick Tabor. Be safe. Wear your fucking seatbelt. Drink responsibly, you fucking shamotas. Don't be out there drunk driving like a fucking retard. Use Uber, fucking Lyft. Ask a friend. Be safe this weekend, you fucking cocksuckers. All right? My alcoholic ass, I never drive drunk ever. I mean, if the commercial says buzz driving is drunk driving, but you know what I mean. Stay aware, stay safe, get home to your family. Let's have a blessings of positivity this next year. Stay tuned for the upload coming real soon in the next hour or so. Tomorrow night, I'll be up on a Brian Beeline channel. New Year's Eve Pods Bash on the Beeline Entertainment Web Show. It's going down. Harris is drinking again. One more time. Harry's drinking again. Podcast. You motherfuckers. We out this bitch. We'll see y'all next week officially for TNR 050. That's right, baby. Episode 50. Next Thursday night, 8 p.m. Todd Showalter, the first episode of the year. Todd Showalter. We got another one. See y'all next week, 8 p.m. Todd Showalter, episode 50. Let's keep this train rolling. Yeah, and we out. Holla. Yee.